It's a truck brand.
Ford.
It's an animal, obviously.
Bitch, there you go. And the Trump, bitch, there you go. Yeah, the Trump, bitch, there you go.
Who do you think is going to win the battle of the sexes?
Guys.
Girls.
The guys.
Girls.
The guys.
Girls. The differences lie in the male and female brain. In a head-to-head matchup of sheer brain power, who will win?
Now let's kick off this battle of the sexes with this simple test.
How many different shades of red do you see? Take a moment and count them. Now guys, how many shades did you count? Do you see 3? Most men we tested see 3, 4, or 5.
But what if we told you you are actually looking at 7 distinct shades of red? Would it surprise you that most women see all 7 right away? The majority of guys we showed this to only saw 3 to 5 shades, but the majority of women could see all 7 immediately.
This is because women's brains are hardwired to see more fine degrees of color on the red-orange spectrum than men.
We asked guys and girls how many different shades of red they saw.
Like 4? 4?
7. Our research shows that women are better at recognizing these colors because it was a tremendous advantage if you were a woman a million years ago to be able to distinguish between the subtle differences in different kinds of red. They needed to provide fruits and vegetables that were nutritious, and most fruits and vegetables that are nutritious are going to turn color and become red. Due to this, women have an evolutionary edge. 8% of all men are colorblind, but it just affects 0.4% of women. Women's ability to see a broader range of color is just one of the many ways the male and female brain are good at different things. Now let's see who's better at spatial reasoning. This is a spatial awareness challenge. You're going to see a shape, and you're going to see 4 sets of shapes below it. One of the sets of shapes can be rearranged to create the shape on the top. A, B, C, or D, you're going to write your answer on your whiteboard. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go. Okay, show the camera. C was the correct answer, in which case the guy in this interview got it right. This puzzle tests your spatial reasoning ability, which helps you solve problems involving shapes or objects in 3D space. Studies have shown that men tend to outperform women on these kinds of tests, and in our activity, guys got it right a majority of the time.
And what we have here.
However, that doesn't mean the guys get it right every time and the girls never get it right. In this case, it was a tie. Guys have proven they have better spatial reasoning. Our research says that this is because millions of years ago, it was the man's job to track animals, hunt them, and then find his way back home. And for this, it required spatial skills. Spatial reasoning means that guys are better at naturally finding cardinal directions like north and south. It might be why that stereotypical guy who doesn't like to ask for directions is so certain he knows the way. Men are used to feeling like they have their bearings. The guys might have won this challenge, but this next activity tests something completely different. These girls and guys are getting ready to play Heads Up, a fast-paced game where players try to get their teammates to guess the word on the tablet without saying the word itself. To win at Heads Up, our players need exceptional focus and the ability to recall many details to quickly describe and guess the clues.
Okay, you eat this in a cocktail. It's so good. Yes.
Pass.
Oh, everybody wishes they can do it. Peter Pan can do it. Fly. Yes.
Alright, so it's like our favorite.
Watermelon. Chicken.
Yes.
Oh, when you're being sneaky, this is what people call you. No, like you're sneaky. You're lying, you're being sneaky. Oh my goodness!
The baseball team in town.
Oh, they stink. They spray their tails. Skunks. Yeah. Down.
Pass. Pass.
Okay, it's in the ground. Grandma. No, it's actually like not really a word. Yes.
It's a truck brand.
Ford.
It's an animal, obviously.
Mustang.
Has a horn, but the circle horn?
Ram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down.
A monkey.
When it spins in circles, like 360s, like what are two whiskers? And the ice cream that has a pop at the end of the name. Something pop.
Otter Pop.
Yep. Or just.
Oh, every girl wants one of these. They're like a horse, but small.
What is it? Pass.
They fly really fast and they go and do the little birds. Hummingbird, yes.
Santa rice these. Santa. Santa rice. No. But what do you get? Deer. What time is here? Reindeer. Yes.
The women use their highly descriptive brains to win this challenge. That's because the cliche women are better listeners actually has some science to back it up. Research shows that men listen primarily with their temporal lobe and just the left half side of their brain, while women listen with the temporal lobe and both sides of their brain. With both sides firing in the female brain, more neurons are stimulated, so more details can be remembered. It doesn't mean that men are doing half the work or that women are twice as good at listening. It just means that we listen differently. The men might have the edge in this next challenge because it's not about listening, but talking. This is called Name That Movie. Using as few words as possible, these males and females have to get their teammate to guess the name of the movie without using any of the words in the title, and they only have 10 seconds. Which gender do you think will be able to say the most with the least amount of words?
Toy Story.
Buzz. Toy Story.
Queen of Hearts. Alice in Wonderland.
Rabbit Hole. Alice in Wonderland.
Buddy. Elf.
Oh, Elf.
Time traveling. Back to the Future.
DeLorean.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Even though each gender guessed the movie correctly, the guys did it using the least amount of words, in which case they are the winners of this challenge. Studies suggest that a woman's brain tends to remember more details, so when women communicate, they are inclined to use more words because they have more details to describe. Men, however, tend to remember fewer details, which usually means fewer words required to get their point across. Is it possible to know which gender is better? Perhaps you were seduced by women's hardwired ability to distinguish between colors and describe many details. On the other hand, men were amazingly dominating when it came to spatial reasoning and saying the most with the least. So if you had to choose, which gender would you say wins the battle of the sexes? If you ask us, there is no winner. Because when you strip away all the evolutionary differences, you'll see that we're equal. Men and women just have different strengths and weaknesses, in which case one gender is not better than the other. We are just better at different things.